Penn State was just like legit, man. It was, whew, yeah. That was just when I got the offer. That was just like changed my life.
Yeah, yeah.
This is for you.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and we back with another one, man. It's Philly the podcast, and you know how we do. We got a very, very special guest with me today. We got former Penn State Nittany line, and I say that so proudly because I'm so proud of the years that he was on that team. Very good years for me as a football fan. But we got Malik Golden on the set today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. So, backstory for the people that are going to be watching. I'm from Connecticut. My man also is from Connecticut. So how was that? Growing up in Connecticut, it's a small state. We're kind of sandwiched in between bigger states, but trying to pursue your dream, and get known on the national stage. How was it coming from Connecticut?
I mean, it's tough. I guess you gotta work twice as hard, you feel me, just to get noticed and stuff. But I didn't even start playing football until I was in like 7th grade. So I wasn't even, concerned with that. I was, a soccer player, basketball, and then I kind of got put on the football. And, just being from Connecticut though, it ain't too bad though.
Yeah. And what was it that got you into football? Was it a coach that saw you and said, get out there, kid?
No, it was so the Newington where I was going to school, the Pop Warner team was like nice. And I forgot what player was like, yo, why don't you just come try out? Because I was playing soccer. And they was like, yo, why don't you just come play football for a season? So I'm like, all right. They're like, if we win New England, we get to go to Florida for a week. So I'm like, oh, cool. Because they would always go to Florida like the previous years. So, I just was like, screw it, I'm about to go. And then we actually won a national championship that year too.
Yeah, I went to Newington for 2 years. I graduated in 2007.
Okay.
So I went there for 2 years. But Newington is serious about their football. They're definitely a serious football town. And yeah, that's definitely a great experience. So was that kind of what got you in love with football? Is that where you just like from there it was all football or
just winning? Being a kid from Hartford, you just had to, I don't know, I just always felt like I was destined to do big things. And I guess I always, from 1st grade to 2nd grade, I was like, I'm always going to be a professional athlete. I don't know what sport, but I'm going to find a sport and I'm going, excel at it. And it just happened to be football.
That's what's up. And playing soccer, I'm sure that helped you a lot, just being able to run around the field like that. Yeah,
man, I advise all kids to play multiple sports just to see what you're good at, learn different skill sets, shit like that.
Yeah, so now moving on to Penn State. Penn State, as far as the recruiting goes, was there other options or was that always kind of your first choice?
No, there was definitely other options. I'm trying to see, Iowa, Boston College, Georgia Tech, Wisconsin, a little bit of Miami. So I had other options, but Penn State was just like legit, man. It was, that was just when I got the offer, that was just like changed my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, going from like we were saying, Connecticut is a small state. So even if you're bringing in huge crowds, you're getting maybe 1,000, 2,000 people at best. Going from that to Happy Valley where you're having, tens of thousands of fans. How was that? How was adjusting to that?
Bro, when I tell you the first game I ever went to, it was in 2011. It was Penn State versus Alabama. And then I was going with a couple of teammates and my parents. And we like probably a mile out and we just see people just carrying, 30 racks and like walk into the stadium. It's a beautiful Saturday in Happy Valley. And I'm like, yo, I'm here. Like, and that just going there and seeing that scene and seeing all them crazy fans, that was like a dream come true.
Definitely. And, I want to bring up a word and I want to say adversity because I feel like throughout life, you know what I'm saying? You
always want to get hit with adversity, you feel me?
Definitely. So you came into Penn State at a time that they were kind of just getting over the adversity that they had to face. And I'm sure as a team, you guys learned a lot. Did you learn anything from like the older players or so, or even the coaching staff that kind of just because it was a big turnaround.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's just you just learn how to be a man. I went knowing that like when the news broke, one of the coaches was at my high school game, my senior night, and like just that, and then I decommitted for a little bit, took some other visits, and then I went to Penn State, talked to Bill O'Brien, and was just like, man, I ain't going nowhere. It was just a brotherhood, and I think that it's unfortunate, obviously that happened, but like it brought a bunch of dudes together, and we just kind of got it. You feel me? Joe Paterno and his staff recruited me, and then Bill O'Brien came on and kind of sealed the deal, I guess, and I committed to Bill O'Brien again.
Okay.
And came after.
Well, now you see him in the NFL. Well, not anymore, but. What was it like, seeing some of the people that you've played with, some of the coaches that have coached you, going on and being, having big roles in the NFL, and obviously you yourself having your chance in the NFL? How is that? Just obviously sitting from my couch, it's a lot different. So,
yeah, you see guys that you play with, played against, see coaches that coached against you. I guess it's just normal to me, just being in that circle. And those guys were like my peers. So I know that obviously professional athletes definitely are put on a pedestal, but for me, they're just normal dudes.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you on that. And like you said, it's a brotherhood. Are there any people that you still keep in contact with that you played with on Penn State?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, man, I talked to a lot of guys, some, playing the NFL, some, are working on Wall Street, some coaching right now. So I talked to, a handful of guys, just keeping up with them, make sure they're straight. Like I said, we just all have the same common experiences. So we kind of just always, bring up the good times and stuff.
Definitely. And speaking on the good times, I want to ask you, this is kind of a selfish question, but
yeah.
What do you think is one of your favorite maybe games or just college experiences that you can remember?
Whew. Probably my senior year, I would say. Oh, maybe my redshirt freshman year against Wisconsin. We were like underdogs by like 28 points or something. And we went to Wisconsin and we beat them. And that was like my first time ever playing, really. Or probably, the Rose Bowl, but we lost. That was in 2016 season, but it was in 2017. The Big Ten championship in 2016 against Wisconsin again. That was probably the craziest game. Now I think about it, like the atmosphere, the build up to it, just that was crazy.
2016 was a great year.
2016 was the year that like turned everything around. I feel like we had a couple subpar seasons, and we started out 2-2 in 2016, and then we just got on a roll, man. I don't even know what it was. We just got hot.
Yeah, that offense had amazing NFL stars. If you look at it, you had Saquon Barkley, you had Miles Sanders,
you had Gesicki, you had Hammy, you had Godwin,
yep.
Bates, you had
and then on defense, you guys had you had Marcus Allen, you guys had some dogs. Sharif Miller, I think, was on there. Yeah, I had some dogs that year. That was and let me ask you about that Ohio State game, because not just on, obviously the Penn State side, but you had a good like 10 or 11 offensive players and defensive players from Ohio State that went to the NFL. What is it like being in like circles like that? Like, just being in games like that where the guy across from you is probably going to be a draft pick in a couple months.
Yeah, no, Ohio State always got, talent. I never knew Ohio was, like the state of Ohio had such good football. And Pennsylvania, but yeah, them dudes are dogs over there. They year in, year out, they got dogs. But I think Penn State now definitely, we competing for sure.
Yeah, we're putting some stuff out. Now, I want to bring up this season. I don't want to depress anybody too much on it, but I just want to ask you, looking at it, now that obviously you're not on the team anymore, what is some advice you can give to some of these like younger guys that are going to come into Penn State and are going to face kind of the similar adversity that you had to face? What's some things you could tell them that you wish you knew?
You just gotta stay focused. You're gonna meet a lot of people. Capitalize on that. Have fun. Like it's a hell of a school. Like play football, have fun, go to school. Just enjoy it. It's really just enjoy those 3 to 5 years, whatever the case may be, and cherish it. I don't have any because everybody's different. You feel me? I can't just say one thing and it's going to pertain to everybody. But I would just say cherish it, enjoy it. And I don't want to sound like one of them old dudes. It's like play every play like it's your last. But for real, you got to.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially in these times. You never know what's going to happen.
Not to cut you off, the season was just crazy. And if we still talk about Penn State, it's just shit happens. You feel me?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, like you said, but sometimes this, adversity can make you a little bit stronger. So hopefully they can turn it around next year. And like you said, the season's been crazy. A lot of opt-outs, a lot of, unfortunate injuries and stuff like that. So things happen, like you said. You can't harp on it too much. It is what it is. But
with this season for all sports, you got to put an asterisk on it. Obviously, it sucks, but I don't think it's a reflection of too much because it's just abnormal. You feel me?
Yeah.
Next season, hopefully things will be back to normal. Stadiums will be full, and you get a better glimpse. But no, I wouldn't say this is a total reflection of Penn State.
Definitely. And let me ask you a question. I don't know if you're keeping up with the Philadelphia Eagles this year at all. It's been kind of hard too, even as a diehard, and I cover them. It's hard to watch sometimes, but you have some players on that. Miles Sanders, namely. This is going to be a Miles Sanders question. I want to know: is there something that you can maybe say as a player? When your coach is not putting you in a position to succeed. Can it get frustrating as a player? Does it weigh on you, or is that something you kind of have to tune out and just go play by play and wait for your opportunity?
So are you saying is it frustrating to not be put in the best situation?
Yeah. Do you feel that as a player?
Yeah, that's life though. You know what I'm saying? Whenever things not going your way, you're gonna feel frustrated. So yeah, no, if you're talking about a player and a coach and stuff, yeah, it's definitely frustrating. But at the end of the day, they call the plays. You got to get the ball, or if you're on defense, make plays and find a way to capitalize on whenever you are out there or put in that situation.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's just frustrating. I know you probably see a lot of you're on my Facebook too, so you probably see me crying all the time about this Eagles staff because it's just getting ridiculous. But Miles Sanders is one of our, especially me, one of my favorite players. I was ecstatic when he came on.
He's definitely one of the top running backs. I know that he's been hurt, so I don't know how this season is going for him particularly, but no, he's a dog. That's
facts.
He's a dog, straight up.
Yeah, and I just want to see this season turn around for both of my teams. Like I said, when you were playing, it was from 2016 to 2017 were probably my two best football years as a fan. We had the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. We had the Big East championship. It was it can't get any worse.
Big Ten. Big Ten.
Big Ten, yeah. What did I say?
Big East. Whoa.
Wow, yeah, I'm thinking about Connecticut, but yeah. So it was a lot of good things for me. But yeah, so one more question I want to ask you: what was probably the best stadium outside of Happy Valley? What was the best stadium experience that you've had? Best stadium you've played at?
Yeah, let's put that out there. Ain't no stadium messing with Beaver Stadium, on the planet. I don't.
Facts.
You want to throw them soccer stadiums in there? You want to throw, you can't compare basketball, but NFL, to me personally, ain't nothing really messing with Beaver Stadium. But the craziest stadium I've ever played in, I played in MetLife, played in Lambeau. Lambeau's pretty crazy. Yeah, I think as a player, you kind of think about the actual game instead of you play. You feel me? Once you and them 120 yards. You feel me? You don't really care about anything that's going on. So
Definitely.
But like thinking about it, yeah, like it's crazy to say I played in like Lambeau and MetLife and Heinz Field. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's wild. That's wild, especially to stay in Pennsylvania. You know, to go from obviously go from Nittany Lions to go to the Steelers and kind of stay home for what you want to take. How was that? You know, was it much of a transition? I know the NFL is a totally different animal, but
yeah, it's different. Everybody's good in the NFL, man. Like everyone's big, strong, fast, smart. They're there for a reason. So, but you said, how was it to go from Penn State to Pittsburgh?
yeah,
it's kind of the same culture. You feel me? Two strong head coaches, and James and Mike Tomlin. They run they programs, tough, they honest, transparent. So to play in Pittsburgh, it was super dope just to be in the organization and see how things are ran, because they're always successful. Like
yeah,
whoever they put out there, they're going to find a way to win at least 8 games, like without a doubt. So
and you had to run with James Conner. I think he was on the team when you were there, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
so,
no, JC's a dog. Like that man run hard.
Yeah, I'll never forget him beating us in 2016, basically by himself. He was going crazy.
Oh yeah, when they played Pitt.
Yeah, he was going crazy that year.
We talk about that game a lot. And damn, that's it. That one probably hurts more than to not beat them was tough, because I never knew how big that rivalry was. But
yeah, and it was, it was a great game. Don't get me wrong, but I'll never forget him just because of that. Obviously, he had, a crazy battle that he was going on off the field. But
like they need to make a movie about that man.
Seriously.
Because the door what he went through to be where he's at now, it's unbelievable. Like,
yeah, it's like almost swept under the rug, which is kind of crazy that nobody talks about it.
The dude was a Pro Bowler. The man had cancer. Like
he was going to treatment and then going to practice.
Real life stuff.
Yeah.
You know me? And was a Pro Bowler. That story's phenomenal.
Yeah, that man will forever have my respect. But I'll never like him when we talk about that game. But other than that, he has my full respect.
Yeah, bro.
That's something to go crazy. But through this times, I know life's changing and everything. What do you got going on right now? What are you doing right now through the quarantine and everything?
Just trying to, start a couple businesses and kind of help out as many people as possible. Trying to start a little charity right now for people, for those in need, I guess. So that's what I've been working on for the past week or so.
Okay.
And see if we get that going. But other than that, yeah, just trying to stay out of trouble. And just obviously can't get in no trouble in quarantine, but for real, just
you'd be surprised nowadays. It's 2020. You could find trouble anywhere, unfortunately.
Anywhere. I mean, you can find your phone just tweeting and
exactly.
Saying
well, the Eagles are going through a lot of stuff right now. So stay healthy, stay in shape, and we might be calling you pretty dang soon, because we gonna need a little bit of everything pretty soon.
I can't help shit right now.
But hey, man, send me over some links for the charities and stuff, and I'll post it, in the description, and we'll definitely get people over to that. Listen, Malik, man, I appreciate you so much for coming on, man.
When I seen you was from Newington, I had to show love, so
I appreciate it so much. And like you said, you said you would be down for one of the lives. So, if you guys, want my man's Malik on the live, maybe I could ask him a couple questions. Make sure y'all like this video, hit that subscribe button. Show him you care. Show him you want that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. My mind get to wandering. I say, man, I say some crazy shit just out of nowhere. So I don't know if I'd be good for a life.
You might be perfect for a life, Malik. You might be perfect. But other than that, man, do you want to say anything before we get out of here?
No, just appreciate, appreciate y'all having me. And yeah, just be safe out there for real. Take this thing serious, because, we want to obviously go back to normal life. So just be safe.
Yes, sir. You already know. God bless, man. And other than that, y'all know what time it is, man. This flag was flying. We are out here.
for you.